All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat this afternoon. We are honored to have a Tupelo legend on the show with us today. I'm so grateful to have this young brother here. He is known all over North Mississippi, all over the state of Mississippi, the bordering states, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, and if not the whole world. This young man has been recognized nationally. I'm so excited for his work, for his collaborations, and just his skill set. And I am honored to have him here sitting with us today on the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Josh Miles.
Hey.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Allen, I'm glad to be here with you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for making time in your busy schedule to meet with us and just share a little time with us on today's podcast to give our viewers an opportunity to learn more about you, brother, and your journey and what you got going on. So I figured let's start with just tell us about yourself and just how did you get started in music?
Well, born and raised here in Tupelo.
Yeah.
My family is from Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Down in Delta. Well, actually, where my father's side is Friars Point, and my mother's side is Lowndes, Mississippi. So it's all there together.
Okay.
Kind of Clarksdale. But both sides of my family sang, so I kind of had that honest just growing up. Everybody was singing. My daddy, we would do. I don't know if people do this no more, but we would have family night,
Okay.
and my daddy had this acoustic guitar, and we sang. That's what we do.
Just y'all.
Just the family. We sang and read the scriptures a little bit, and just have some family time. So as we got older, my oldest sister Jackie, she made everybody sing, and so she basically, I would say, she taught us further from what Daddy showed us. So
Okay.
that's kind of how I got started. My cousins, the Sons of Wonder. My father and them had a quartet group. They were the Sons of Wonder. My mama and her brothers and sisters had a quartet group, and they were the Stars of Wonder.
You were surrounded by music.
All day. Music, and then later on, my dad and some of his other brothers became preachers. So music and preachers, and then we got a lot of teachers in the family. So
Okay.
music, preaching, and teaching.
Yeah.
That's what I come up around.
Okay.
So my cousin Earl Miles worked with E&J Records in Memphis, Tennessee. For people that know E&J Records, that's Lisa Knowles and the Brown Singers. That's where they got their start,
Yeah.
one of their starts. And George Dean and the Gospel Four, the Memphis Harmonizers, and then Lee Williams.
We all know Lee Williams.
Lee Williams was with E&J Records. The album before Love Will Go All the Way, which was their breakout album,
Okay.
my cousin Earl produced the record before that album, which was Jesus is Alive and Well. And so Jesus is Alive and Well was the play song on the radio for the QCs before they went to MCG Records and had that breakout with I Learned to Lean on Live in Birmingham. So that's kind of the history of
Yeah.
how I've been seeing it a long time. I'm a quartet baby.
Okay, my guy said a quartet baby. So obviously, those were your first influences in music, which was your family.
Yes, sir.
So as you started singing, honing your vocal skills, who did you notice, that was out there, whether it was local or on a national level, that you really admired, that was like an influence to you?
Well, early on was really majority of those quartet stars. Mr. George Dean was probably one of my top favorites.
Okay.
Just because he was such a, I mean, he still is just a smooth guy. Harvey Watkins, of course, everybody you know, if you like gospel music, you like Harvey Watkins and the
Okay.
Can Spirituals. Um, Willie Neal Johnson, from childhood up to now. I mean, I used to I used to come home from school and pop in VHS tape Country Boy Go Home and watch Willie Neal. I don't know if you ever seen Willie Neal Johnson, but that's a lot of energy.
Okay. When you say a lot of energy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I would have to say those are my early influences. Of course,
Okay.
you know my again my family sons one of my daddy. My daddy is a crooning type singer, so my daddy is a smooth cat.
What is that word you just used?
A
Crooning.
crooner is just a smooth singer. So
Okay.
they call Sam Cooke a crooner.
Oh.
So that type of, you know, whoa, that type of stuff. It just, you know, it
Gotcha.
soothes you and get the
Crooner
message to you.
type singer. We're gonna get educated today on some of the music industry lingo. Okay, I like that.
Yes, sir.
So, as you grew as an artist and start honing your skills and working and singing, I'm sure Sundays was long days in y'all house.
All the
You
time.
know, I come from a Baptist background where we went to Sunday school. Then we had church. Then you went home and had, mama's or grandmama's Sunday dinner. And guess what? Back then, there was a thing called BTU.
Ooh, I knew you were finna say
Ah,
it.
and I'm like, Mom, we've been in church all day. We got to go back for BTU. I don't even remember what BTU stood for.
I can tell you, 'cause I know.
Okay.
The Baptist Training Union.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
sir. I ain't gonna tell you no story though, Miss Al. I think today we probably need it now. We need some more training.
We need some more training. And that's what it was. And I tell you, I would go because I ain't want to get no backhand yeah, because it's something about grandma. She didn't play. And when she said we going to BTU, you going to BTU. Yeah, whether you like it or not. You might get to BTU and get on that back pew and just take you
Go
a
to
nap.
sleep, yes,
But
sir.
you're going to be here in the
You
building.
don't be there.
So talk to me about once you start working with artists. Do you remember who was your first artist?
Woo. Well, honestly, my first artist was Determined. I guess that's
Okay.
me in a sense, but at the time when I started recording, um, Tim Frierson and Lamar Mabry was out front singing lead.
They're locals here in Tupelo.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So Determined was a group that me, my brother, Lamar Mabry, Tim Frierson, Rico Wilson, we all started together. Janaris Carruthers was playing on the drums, and I was playing bass guitar for the group.
All right.
So when I started recording, I was the bass player, and they were singing lead. So at that time, I honestly, I wanted to get into it because I saw my cousin Earl doing it, and I felt like it was something cool to do.
Okay.
But then after a while, it started getting serious, more serious, because we wanted to go to a studio and cut, and then we found out that you had to pay for that,
Yeah. And we still getting real, didn't it?
and we ain't had no money.
Okay. So
So
at that time, you was a musician, not a vocalist, if I understood you correctly.
yeah, I was
Okay.
playing bass and singing in the background.
Okay. So you still was singing.
Yeah, but I
got
wasn't a lead. I wasn't singing no lead. I wasn't leading no song.
Okay. Backup singing. Got you. All right.
So that's kind of where that came from. I actually started producing and recording out of necessity, so to speak, because we didn't have the cash to pay for studio time and stuff like that. So I figured, well, we can do it ourselves. You know?
Okay.
So that's kind
And
of
it worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because that was my next question. How did you transition into producing and why? And you just said.
Yeah, that's so. I tell people a lot of time, it ain't necessarily my favorite job,
Oh.
but you know, it God gave it to me. Is all I can say.
Okay.
And when He give you something and you're good at it, and people call you to do it, because there have been times where I ain't had nothing. I didn't have no work, wasn't nobody calling. So when people call and they ask you to do a job, and they gonna actually pay you to do it,
Come on now.
can't be choicy about
There
what
you
God
go.
the blessings that He give to you.
Yes,
So
sir. Okay. That's an awesome transition and story. How and why with the transition. You didn't do that because you wanted to or thought there was something cool to do. It was a necessity.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's move on into one of your big recognitions was being honored for the 2020 Stellar Awards. That's a national recognition. You're on the stage with some of the highest musical artists in the country, the CCY and the BBs and some of these other national artists that we've been listening on the radio for years, and there you are. Tell me about that opportunity.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That was it was uh, uh, it was a blessing, and it was a great thing. But it was also a humbling experience.
Oh, okay.
Because
Talk about it.
so we it was 2020 when we won. First of all, shout out to Keith Wonderboy Johnson.
Okay.
The late Keith Wonderboy Johnson. He passed a couple years ago, man. But I met Keith years ago, and Keith would always stay in touch. Back when I was playing bass, he would always stay in touch. We had a drive called "Trouble in My Way." A drive song is
That was gonna be my next thing. Okay.
Trouble in my way. If you can drive that, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So we had that, and Tim was leading it, and Keith he loved it. He loved the bass line I was playing or whatever.
Who wrote that song?
Well, it's just an old traditional song.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
But we got together and just put our little twist to it.
Okay.
So
How was that received?
It was received good. When we first recorded, as a matter of fact, I got an old video that we never posted on social media. I'm probably go back and
After this,
dig it up.
Yeah.
But we recorded it at ICBC here in Tupelo,
Okay.
and Bishop Parks featured on it.
Oh, okay.
And if I remember correctly, it went crazy that night. So
I can just imagine. It's a drive song, some young guys in there with high energy.
yeah, so it was showing up high energy.
Was it? Okay.
So that's gonna be interesting for people to see. But Keith used to call me periodically and say, "Hey man, y'all getting me down the road, Doc. That trouble in my way." He liked that, and so he just kept in touch with me. And then later on, I started leading, and he'd call me and encourage me on that and give me industry insider.
Yeah.
Information,
insight,
yeah,
advice.
just pouring into me as a young guy, man. And he heard one of my songs one day and wanted to put it on his album.
Oh.
And so 2019, well, maybe have been 18.
Okay.
He recorded My Life on his Keep Pushing album.
Okay.
And that album won a Stellar.
Whoa.
So he came back to me in 19 and said, "Hey man, I like this other song you got, and why don't we just cut it together, and maybe I'll put it on my album, or we'll do something with it or whatever." So
Right.
later on down the line, he decided, he said, "Well, I tell you what, we'll put a whole record together." I did a lot of tributes with Alton Hollis and Shaq Riley, Isaiah Walker, and some other the quartet, some other my quartet friends, Mario Smith, and trying to think if Christy Richardson was on one of them. We did a wine.
I know
tribute.
Christy from here in Tupelo that sings with CC Wine.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we did a Winans tribute. We did a Williams Brothers tribute. We did a Can Spirituals tribute, and we did a Lee Williams tribute. Darius Brown is on that Lee Williams tribute, and uh, it's one more we did, Pyramids You Bleed. But Keith called and said, well, let's just take those tributes and then we'll take this song, Believe in Yourself. We'll put it all on one album. I'll put a few songs on there and we'll just make it one album. We'll just call it the Inspirational Project.
Okay.
So we put that together, put it out. Believe, we got a little radio play on it and whatnot.
Okay.
And so when we won the Stellar Award, it was 2020, so everything was shut down.
That was the crazy part about that recognition, because that was during a time when everything was shut down. So I'm sure that limited how far that went as far as exposure and momentum.
Yeah, and it limited. I had never been to the Stellars.
Okay.
So I had, we made plans, bought plane tickets and everything.
For sure.
To go out to Vegas for the Stellars, and I'm stoked about meeting these people,
Of course.
these people, that people, or whatever. And then the pandemic hit, top of the year. So we knew we were on the ballot, but then once we, once it was time, it wasn't everything was virtual. So.
Oh wow.
So to me though, I feel like that was humbling. I ain't gonna say that I'm not. I don't guess I'm the type to get the big head, but I think that was God's way of saying, I'm gonna do some stuff for you, but I don't want you to get the wrong idea about this. It ain't you, it's me.
Yeah.
I could just, that's just me.
And that's the best way to take it, Josh. Hindsight, looking back on it, that was the best way to take it, because from the outside looking in, I'm like, Lord, this was my shot. You know what I'm saying? This is the one time I get to be seen on a national stage and recognized for my work. And now you telling me you just gonna Zoom call me in. What? No.
Yeah.
Let me come to the city. I want to meet everybody in the room. I need everybody in the room to see me. And now we talking about a virtual Stellar Awards.
Yeah. Yeah. I took that as a humbling thing,
Okay.
Sometimes, because sometimes you can be depressed and don't know it, and sometimes you can be beside yourself and don't know it.
Okay, that's dangerous.
Yes, sir.
Walking around, yeah, with the big head. So, what category did you win?
We won Stellar of the Year. Quartet of the Year. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We won Quartet of the Year 2020 for Believe in Yourself on the Inspirational Project.
Congratulations all over again to that, my guy. I know that was a big deal.
I appreciate it.
And so we just gonna, give you your flowers on that, and just be hopeful for the next opportunity that you get for the Stellar Awards.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
did it one time. Now you know it's achievable.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now you know it's doable. That's something that's obtainable. So the next time it come, if possible, bring your camera crew with you. We going with Josh. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the atmosphere.
Come on.
Yeah. So all right. So I saw recently, speaking of award shows, that you have had a chance to work with some people from my neck of the woods down there in Columbus, Mr. Armando Adams.
Oh yeah, that's my
Tell me,
brother,
how
man.
did that collaboration come about?
So within singing with Determined, we sung a while. I think we started about 2006, 2007, and so in that time period, we ran into a lot of great guys.
Okay.
Armando Adams and Redemption was.
Yeah.
They was burning it up, and at that time.
Yeah.
You probably wasn't having a good program around here if you didn't have
Them on the program.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we all, just developed a camaraderie together.
Okay.
Us, them, the Gospel Warriors, Revised. So with Mondo, I don't really know the day or the year or time or nothing like that, but we just kind of got close to one another. We called each other and
Okay.
encouraged each other. Sometimes Mondo will call me and preach a sermon to me.
Mm.
But
Encourage you.
Yeah. We just
And you
develop
need
that.
that, man.
Yes, sir.
Hard, and that was then, okay. And that was then, and life is hard. And to have people in your life that you can call on for one to just get a word, get and be transparent with, because you can't let down your arm and be transparent with any and everybody. Folks that you think are friends are really, are opportunists. So having him there and him being able to, feed into you and keep you uplifted like that, thank God for Armando and for him to have that mindset of being able to encourage and uplift you, thank God for that. I have a Armando Adams in story for his group as well, because that was the first. I think that might have been the first music video that I filmed. Was Armando and his group gave me an opportunity to film a music video for them. I don't remember the year, but this will let you know around what time it was. I was editing that video on VHS tape. I had like 2 or 3
man.
VHS VCR, and I was going from this VCR to that VCR, and then from this VCR to that VCR, and put the whole thing together, let you know how long ago that was.
Oh, man.
So shout out to Armando Adams and his group for just the consistency, standing the test of time, and constantly giving us good quality gospel music that we can listen to and be encouraged for.
Just side note on that. So you said you was moving from VHS to VHS.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know y'all did that with video. So before I started recording digitally, I would take a cassette tape. I was doing this on a boombox. You take a
I think I know. Let me
take
see
a
what
blank
you're gonna
cassette,
say.
two blank cassette tapes.
Yeah.
One you record on, and then you put the other one in on the other side and hit play and hit record to record whatever else you want to record, and you just keep switching them back and forth until you got
till you got a completed song. And I did the same thing until I got a completed video. And both processes was analog.
Yes, sir.
That was analog tape. Mine was analog tape as well, but it was video.
Man,
We done came a long way, Josh. We done came a long way, my bro. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, who all have you worked with on a national level?
Well, let me see if I don't want to not name them all.
The ones that just come to mind.
Well, I gotta start with I'm gonna start with the Golden Wings.
Okay.
From Tupelo. They national. They the first guys that really took me out on the road.
Really? Okay.
I played keyboard for them for a few years. I still help Mr. James out whenever he call, if I can. But
what's James' last name?
James Park.
Okay.
Earl.
Okay.
The Golden Wings used to travel with Lee Williams and the QC.
Gotcha.
So we went all over the country.
Really?
Yes, sir. I think the only place.
How old were you then?
I was 16, 17.
That's what I was wondering, was you an adult? So how did Mr. Miles and Mrs. Miles feel about you going out on the road like that?
I think they was all right with it. Kind of. I think what made them kind of settle about it because we were doing gospel.
Okay.
And
okay.
And then I was with a bunch of old folk too, so
okay.
It wasn't gonna be too much trouble. They were gonna let me get in.
Too much foolishness going on. Okay.
But so them, Gospel 4, I got with George Dean shortly after that, helping them out really because I consider myself a honorary Gospel 4 because around that same time, about 16, 17, I began to go with them and play a little bass guitar.
Okay.
Of course, the Can Spirituals, Keith Wonderboy Johnson, Paul Porter from the Christian Airs, Tim Rogers. We recorded during the pandemic. We recorded a EP with Tim called "Singing Through the Pandemic."
That's what it was called, "Singing Through the Pandemic."
Yeah, that's He named it "Singing
Wow.
Through the Pandemic." It's pretty good. Y'all go check that
There you go.
out. Miss Evelyn Turntine, AG. You know, God did it.
Okay.
We didn't. I ain't record God did it, but I recorded
Okay.
some songs for her, and I did a feature on one of her records too. Um, I actually did a couple of mixes for John P. Key.
No, you didn't.
They hadn't been released yet, so hopefully they'll
Whoa.
be coming out sometime. Another he got a whole bunch of stuff in his library. So, but I did a few mixes for John P. Key, and I, I I think I'm gonna stop my list right there
Okay.
before I get to
That's deep enough, man. And I don't know many artists here in Tupelo who can say that, who has a roster of national artists like that they've worked with and had those kind of, interactions and experience with, because I'm sure you learned something from each one of those
a
artists.
whole lot from each of them.
So,
Yes,
and
sir.
that's stuff that you can build on, share with, your group and different artists that you work with moving forward, and just capitalize on those experiences, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank
That's
God for it. Grateful for
There you go.
it.
Now, Grateful, we was listening to Grateful before you came in. I don't know, it's something about that song, man. It gets in my spirit, and it makes me feel good. And I think that's what music is supposed to do. From listening to music all my life, I love music. Music has a way. It has a ministry all of its own. And one thing, my granddaddy taught me this before he died, that it's two universal languages in this life, in this world. One of them is violence, whooping tail. You ain't gotta know what language I'm speaking when he come to straighten you out. And the other one is music.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to know the language to. It can be a Japanese song, but if the melody and the tone and the pitch and the energy is right, you can get with it. And I just feel the same way about gospel music, R&B music. I'm a hip hop baby, but not but and I have a place in my life and in my spirit for gospel music, and that Grateful, it hits me just right, Josh.
So I'm,
So
I'm glad it did because it hit me just right too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So just thank you for creating that, and keep on creating good music. Yeah. So, all right, we talked about the artists that you've worked with nationally. Tell me about some of the artists that you've worked with locally.
Okay. Well, I still start off with the Golden Wings because they from Tupelo.
Okay.
Yes, sir. They here. So we've done some work in the studio with them as well. They recorded a live album in Tuskegee, and we did some work here at Mr. Wardell's studio,
Okay.
QVS, here in Tupelo. Shout out to Mr. Wardell. Mr. Wardell is well, I don't call him this every day, but Mr. Wardell is the professor.
Okay.
I call him boss though.
Okay.
But he's where his studio is where I really got my start in understanding what I was doing as far as
Okay.
production goes.
I got you.
So he taught me what a compressor is really for, as opposed to me just turning knobs, So shout out to Ms. Wardell. That shout out is because majority of the artists that I work with have come through
His studio.
QVS. Yes, sir. Come through
Gotcha.
QVS studio. Revised. Revised, little Darius Brown.
Yeah.
Revive. Matter of fact, I started out playing piano for them. And Chris Hatchett was teaching me because I still ain't no great piano player, but Chris Hatchett,
Good now.
I do okay.
Okay.
I'm a bass player,
Okay.
but Chris Hatchett was teaching me how to play. When we was friends, Darius and all them. Me and Keith was really cool because we played bass, so we would play bass together and you know share riffs and stuff.
Okay.
And once I started hanging with Darius and Sedarin and all of them, Darius was like, "Man, you ought to come be in our group."
Mm-hmm.
So
Notice that talent.
well, I wasn't that good on that keyboard. I think we were just friends.
Okay.
But
Okay.
so Chris Hatcher was teaching me to play keys with them. I never did really want to play keys, but that was kind of my segue into a lot of places to play piano, and then I started getting a chance to play bass. So I just want to throw that out there because
Okay.
you know sometimes what you want to do might not be.
The opportunity.
Yeah.
So
but-
you got to take advantage of whatever the opportunity is before you,
Yes, sir.
until you get the opportunity to do your thing.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. Story of my life.
Right there. So speaking of working with another artist and an opportunity, I know back in November when a friend of mine and I brought EJ Jones to Tupelo, he called you up on stage and y'all had a moment there that night.
Yeah. Oh, EJ. So now, man, I met EJ. EJ came to the Lee Williams Fest a few years ago. I think this was
Didn't nobody know him then.
this was before the. I think he might have had one viral video, but this was before the big pop.
Okay.
And he, you know, I spoke to him. You know, we talked whatever. We talked about doing some work together and stuff
Okay.
like that. And you know, we exchanged numbers, so you know, we just casual, cool.
He knew you produced music. He knew you was heavy in the music game, right?
He did. He knew me. Then when I saw him in West Point that night, because they called, he needed a band in West Point,
Okay.
and he called me. Well, Terry Rogers actually called me, and so I got with EJ, and EJ was like, man, I've been a fan of you for a long time, since I was a little boy. I
How
was
about
like,
that? How did it make
I
you
was
feel?
"Dang, you were 35."
Okay.
But so I mean that made me feel good though, just to know that somebody
Been following you.
paying
Yeah.
attention to the stuff, the work that we've been putting out there.
Yeah. You done influenced his career.
That you know, it feels good to be able to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we got to
Tried in Columbus.
we gelled together real good up there and whatever. I didn't never, you know, I wasn't never looking to get no mic or nothing, you know. But when we got here, the furniture market, the man just said, "Where Josh Myers at?"
I the blue. It was unscripted. I didn't know that was coming. And I said, when he said that and you came up on stage, I said, okay, what's finna happen now? And man, y'all got up there and did that thing. I had to get my phone out because I knew this was finna be a viral moment. And y'all just kind of bounced off each other, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, we
It
did
was
some good
awesome.
hollering.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, we did some good hollering.
It was a great.
I hope it wasn't bad hollering.
No, man. I think the TikTok views and the Facebook views can prove as a testament to people enjoyed that hollering. Yeah, the energy back and forth and the way y'all reciprocated energy with each other, man, it was electric. So I enjoyed it, if nothing else. So I wanted to just talk to you. You know, we've talked about some of these awesome highs that you had in your career. So I couldn't, you know, just not ask you about a challenging time in your career that you had to overcome. You care to share anything with us?
Well, if I be honest with you, man, really all of the highs come out of challenging times.
Okay.
You know, honestly, if you gonna be in this business, especially the way it is now, you gotta love it,
Okay.
because you gonna have them days. I mean, you know, there is a time in some artists' career Well, they don't have those days no more. Maybe I don't know,
Okay.
but I know from my experience, you have them days where it's just like this ain't working. Uh, Maybe I need to pivot and do something else. Maybe I need to try something else, or maybe I just need to leave this alone altogether and find something else to do or whatever.
Wow.
Whatever. Most of the time, I mean, in my experience, most of the time, when I'm right at the at the edge of putting my tools down and letting it go, it's just something will come through, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I can keep on going for a little while longer.
Ain't
So
that so?
yeah, so to me, it's always every day is a challenge, man. You just got to push through and keep going. Quick story, uh, just a quick story that keep me going. I always think about it when I get in them down places. I heard a story about a miner who was mining for diamonds,
Mm-hmm.
and he mined day in and day out, and he kept at it. He was getting no diamonds though. He was chipping away, nothing. So he just finally just gave up and said, "I'm through with this, man. I'm gonna sell this stuff and I'm gonna just go on back home." So he sold it. He sold all his equipment. He sold his mine, and so the guy that bought the equipment, that bought his mine,
Mm-hmm.
went right down to where he was and started chipping away, and in just a few hours, he had a big fall of diamonds.
Ain't that so?
Yeah, so he was just a few hours away.
Not days, not months, but a few hours away
Yeah,
from reaching
his
his
goal.
goal.
And he gave up too soon. So, I just try to keep going, man.
That's it.
And just to reiterate that song, "Grateful." That's why I ain't getting ahead of myself, am I?
Okay. Nah.
But that's why that's one of my mantra songs, because a heart of gratefulness is what keeps me going. And when I wake up in the morning, I've tried to make it a habit when I wake up in the morning to list the things that I'm grateful for today.
It helps.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I had to remind myself of that same thing because, you'll get, watching social media and listening to other people and you'll see other people's great wins and it'll have you kind of self-evaluate. I ain't had no win in a while.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody told me congratulations and this and that. And you'll find yourself going through doubting stages, and if you dwell on it too long, it'll mess with you.
Yes, sir.
And that's one thing that will always yank me back into the right spirit was, you know what? Let's take about 10 minutes to just think about all our blessings.
Yes, sir.
And man, when I get done talking about that, I find myself in a more positive attitude, a positive spirit. I thank the Lord for the blessings that I can just, and I just I just stop because I can just keep on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I can just
Yes,
keep
sir.
on thanking them for it. 'Cause, yeah, you got a setback. Yeah, I done had a problem, and it could be a big one.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, but and I remind myself just think back to the last time. That ain't your first big one.
That's right.
That ain't your
That's
first
right.
big one.
Yes, sir.
How'd you get through it last time? Okay. Yeah, say less, as the young folks said, and let's and pray for the Lord for help, strength, guidance,
That's it.
and we're gonna get through this
We're
thing,
gonna make it.
and we keep moving.
That's it. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So speaking of that, what would you tell either an artist just getting into the business or a young artist coming into the music industry? What kind of advice would you give them to help them along the way?
The first thing I say is if you don't have a love for this, it's not gonna work for you.
Now, what you mean for that? Because you got a young lady, a young man out there, they sing in their church, they talented, they know they can sing, they got a great voice. I mean, what all they got to do is get in front of the right person, and they're stardom, right?
Yeah. Uh, that's true, but that don't necessarily mean that it's gonna work for you because there are a lot of people that have been catapulted into stardom and they didn't know how to handle, not necessarily how to handle stardom, but they didn't know how to handle the business. They didn't know how to handle uh, being an artist. They
Okay.
didn't understand the artistry, and because sometimes we look at some things that people have going on. We want that same thing.
Yeah.
You could be in those same shoes and not be able to handle what those people can handle. And then it's also uh, you don't know what they're able to handle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what they trying to handle.
Right.
You
You
know.
don't know what they're trying to handle. Yeah. You just saw the interview that's on YouTube, but that was on TV, and their social media page. But you don't know there's a substance abuse
Yeah.
addiction going on behind the scenes,
Exactly.
or the fact that their home life is in shambles
Exactly.
because of this recent stardom.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, we see artists where the artists have you know been propelled to this awesome situation, but the sister back at home or the brother back at home, they feeling away.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
And you got to deal with that. And then you may be, if you, the main thing of it all, and I mean, everybody's not religious or everybody's not a Christian like I am, but I just say you got to be grounded. You got to be spiritually grounded.
okay.
Uh, from where I come from, we say you got to have Jesus.
Hmm.
But you have to, you gotta, you have to be in the word. You gotta study. You gotta understand what it means uh, to have peace.
Okay.
Because, and this, again, I can't speak for everybody, but I do feel like whether it's whether you're a big artist or whether you got a thriving business or whatever it is, when there's a lot of pressure, there's going to be a lot of stress, or there is a lot of possible stress. And if you don't know how to be grounded, if you don't have peace within yourself, it's going to be hard to handle that. And there are other things that come behind that, health problems, all kind of stuff, man. And that's where a lot of the substance abuse come from, things like that. So
Trying to relieve that stress.
exactly. So I feel like, you know, we have to do what we can to get to that place. Uh, my mom and daddy call it peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Yeah.
So I say that's first for anybody trying to get into this business.
So you said that's first before the beat machine, before all the synthetic sound system, before the $2,000 microphone, before the studio time,
Yes,
before
sir.
I'm online trying to see what producer I want to work with. Peace of mind should come first.
That's what I say.
Okay.
My reason for saying that. So I'm gonna back up to the challenges. The biggest challenge that I've seen in this industry across the board was when streaming came into play.
Okay.
So whether you were a national artist or a local artist, you could make a living selling CDs.
I remember that.
If I got a $10 product, I can go to Walmart and sell it out of my trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And I can sustain my
Yeah,
career that way.
$200-300 over the course of a year. I mean, over the course of a day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Depending on, but when you get to where streaming is now, you making less than a half a cent
What is that?
per stream. Exactly.
What is that?
Chop a
Less
penny
than
up.
What's that? Less than a half a cent. When we start adding that up together?
So you think about it. I mean, I gotta get 1 million streams to get $3,000 to $5,000. So You know, it's big change, big change.
Okay.
I never forget. I was, we had just got finished singing. I'm outside in the foyer of the church with CDs saying, "Get determined CD,
Okay.
do determined
Yeah.
CD."
Yeah.
I didn't know what I had done signed up for
Okay.
when we did, uh, getting the record done. I signed up for streaming.
Oh, it was like a package or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize what it was. But
Okay.
so these young girls came through and said, "Oh, I already got that on my phone." And I was like,
How
"No,
about
you ain't got
yeah?
this."
Right. You just burnt these CDs.
And so then when I went to look everything up to see what was what, and I was like, I'm
So
thinking
was that not a good thing that now you're being distributed and they have access to your stuff on their cell phone?
initially we thought it was a good thing.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say that it's a bad thing.
Unpack it, Josh.
I ain't gonna say it's a bad thing, but where the pain is, the pain point is, it's harder for me to sell a $10 product. It just is
Okay, because
with that music on there. So
with it already, yeah, because now they have another outlet to go get it from than just me.
exactly.
I was the only source you could get my music.
And
Okay.
if I got 10 songs on this album, and if I got 10 songs on this album and I'm selling it for $15,
Okay.
you gotta buy all 10 of these songs.
I see.
Streaming, if you like Gotta Be Grateful,
They can buy that one song.
you ain't gotta buy it. You can pay Apple $10 a month and just listen to it whenever you get ready.
Oh, so that ain't, they did not even buy that one song.
Exactly. They just
You can
stream
go
it.
to one of what? You got Apple, Spotify,
There you go.
Pandora.
Yes, sir.
And now if you have an account there, you type in the artist that you want to listen to. Now here come that song that you out here hustling
Trying to sell
with the
CDs.
CDs, and now they can stream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. So now when you come, if I ever have a chance to interact or come across you, nah, player, I'm good. I can
Already
just
got
stream
it.
your music whenever I want to.
Yeah, I've been listening to it. So
Now, tell me how that is a disadvantage for you, the artist.
like I say, the biggest pain point is the fact of the money.
Okay.
It's harder to sustain your career financially from that aspect.
Okay.
Unless you already have a large enough following to
Get a bunch of streams.
exactly.
Okay, because the way now you correct me, but from what I just heard was that instead of me being able to sell you my CD, where I receive that $15 directly to myself, and I just repeat this all day, depending on how many CDs I got in my bag. When they can stream the music, that money is going to that platform. And is the platform not keeping up with how many times
Oh, yeah.
your song was streamed?
They keep up with how many streams that you get, and they distribute the money out accordingly.
Okay. So all I have to do is keep promoting my music online now instead of the hand to hand to encourage people to go stream my music.
Right.
Right? Okay.
And it sounds pretty simple,
Okay.
but when you think about what's online,
Oh my God. Yeah. Now you just made it complicated because you have a sea of artists
Yes,
that you're competing against on the streaming side.
yes, sir.
So they gotta put in your name. They can just put in gospel music. And you know what? That's a lot of times what I do on my Pandora or on my Apple Music. I'll just go to today's gospel music because I want to hear everybody's music. You know.
So now my job is figuring out how to get in the top of those searches. So
How you do that?
If you type in gospel music, I want my name to pop up.
Yes, sir.
But how many gospel artists is it in the world?
Okay, not just in the United States,
in the world.
in the world. So at that point, what that streaming did was to instantly make you compete with the national artist that already has a national following, millions of dollars in the bank, a whole machine behind their marketing program, and you just a little artist in Tuscaloosa, Florida, South Alabama, and you're competing with them for streams.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that correct?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
So it
That's
puts you
a
in a larger pool. It's hard.
now, yeah, you just now I understand. Yeah. So what can you do to make yourself come up and kind of get to the top of the heap?
Well, I'm willing to Johnson say, do the best you can to move along. But you know, I created a little video on my YouTube channel that just kind of I threw out some things that I was trying that
Okay.
you know maybe some of us could try. I can't remember all of them, but I mean, you know, of course, when you do a live performance, try to get some footage and get that out there.
Oh, okay. So promote yourself.
Yes, sir. We got to.
Okay.
You know, when you're getting ready to release your song, come to somebody like a Alan Piggies, the Premium Production.
Yes. We'll
Get
welcome you. Come on over here.
Get you some video footage.
Yeah.
Do some.
Content. You need content.
It's a content driven industry now, and that's what we got to do.
Okay.
So it's really, again, the spectrum has changed. So you know it's still hard work. We still got to go at it. You know, who's to say that you know God won't bless what you got to get 2 million streams in a day. You know, and from there you never know what can come of it.
Yeah.
So I like to look on the optimistic side
Yes.
as well.
You got to.
But that's just one of those things because you never know. I mean, the next 5 years it could be something totally different to just
Blow our minds all over again. Yeah. Disrupt the industry
Yeah.
and those kind of things.
Yeah, so I listened at this guy, Rick Barker, that says it's one thing to know how to sing. It's another thing to know how to perform. And it's another thing to know how to be an artist.
Wow. That's powerful.
So being an artist comprises of understanding that you are a business, that what you have is a business, and you gotta operate it.
Like a business.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because anytime you step out the door, that's your personal brand.
That's it.
Whether you're at Starbucks getting a coffee or, you know, at the grocery store, you know, or whatever, or getting ready to be a special guest at some event, that's your brand out there.
Yes, sir.
How you going to show up?
Yes, sir.
How you want people to receive you. All right, Josh, tell us what's new with Josh Miles right now.
Man, we got a new EP just released last Friday.
Awesome.
EP is called Gotta Be Grateful.
Yes, sir. I like that one.
Yes, sir. That's one of my favorites on there, too. We got a few more on there. We recorded this with Red Alliance Media.
Okay.
Stephanie Andrew Wilkinson. She's from Atlanta. She's actually CC Wining's manager. She's managed Tina Campbell.
Okay.
And her and her husband have worked with Mary. I mean, she worked with a bunch of Miranda Curtis.
Oh, yeah. That's a strong gospel female artist right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Grammy Award winner.
Okay.
So L. Spencer Smith. You know L. Spencer? You know John Jackson?
Yeah, but I'm sure they're great.
Okay.
I don't know nobody, man.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you who John Jackson is.
Okay.
John Jackson is L. Spencer's producer, but John Jackson is in Vegas. I believe he's in Vegas right now.
Okay.
Working on the residency for Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh,
So
long money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it's just good company to be in.
I see.
With those guys. So shout out to Red Alliance Media. So we got some videos coming out.
Okay.
You cut some video for us.
Yeah.
So y'all be on the lookout for that. It's coming. It's coming. That and then man, basically just getting some new things coming along on the Miles House YouTube channel.
Okay.
And we're gonna be working with you on some of that.
Man, I'm glad to do it.
Yes, sir.
Glad to do it. Josh, one question that I really would like to ask you is, out of all the artists that you have worked with, is there one particular artist that you would really like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
There's probably a few.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I guess right now, if I was to name, do I just gotta name just one?
Give me two.
Two?
Yeah.
I give you three.
Give them to me. Give them to me. I want to hear who's on Josh Miles' wish list as far as artists that you really would like to work with.
I got a bunch of them. So I'll tell you what, I really admire what Jacqueline Carr is doing. I would love to do something with her.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Of course, we talked about him, little bro, EJ.
Ah.
I think that'll be a.
You think you can get EJ in on the gospel side?
Oh, he a gospel guy. Oh, he a quartet.
You know
baby.
what? Okay, yeah, because he
baby.
started in the church, didn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. Oh, you can still catch him in the church singing a dry.
Really? Okay.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna say, first of all, before I say my last one, I'm gonna just say it's really like 50 of y'all. But since I gotta pick three, I'm just picking three to say. Hopefully this one will happen in the near future.
Come on, put it out there.
Maybe Tonio Armani.
Okay.
So, we just see. You know Tonio? I can't
I'm sure I know his music. I just don't know him by name.
well, I ain't gonna call his song out, but he a church boy too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think we might be able to do something in the future.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, hey, when this come out, we looking for Mr. Antonio Armani to reach out to Josh Miles and y'all do a collab, and we can get both of y'all in here on the podcast and talk about what an awesome experience it was. The latest EP that you dropped Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Where can people stream it? Because obviously you just stated how much of a big deal that is. So give our audience instructions on where they can go stream the new album from Josh Miles.
Okay, you can stream it on all of your streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. Wherever you stream your music, you can stream that music there. Also, you can go to www.joshmiles.com. That's Josh Miles with a Y, M-Y-L-E-S. www.joshmiles.com. If you sign up for the email list, you'll get a free gift. I ain't gonna tell you what it is. You gotta sign up to get it. But you can actually purchase downloads there on the website, and we really want you to sign up for the email list because we got a lot of stuff coming through the Josh Miles internet page.
Gotcha. And I guess my last question was going to be, how can people get in contact with you?
Okay. Well, of course, that www.joshmiles.com. We want you to go there. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok is at I am Josh Miles. And we want you to be sure to stop by on YouTube and subscribe to Miles House Music on YouTube.
There you go. Josh, man, thank you so much for coming through.
Man,
I just appreciate your time
thank you.
today. I know you got a busy schedule. You're in Memphis, back and forth, working with some other large artists, and and who knows what else your schedule is consistent of. So I just thank you for taking time to come and speak with us today and share with our audience, what you got going on, your journey, and how you have pushed through challenges all along your journey, how long you've been in the game, on tour at 16. And I don't know, just what kind of really resonates in my mind is when you was in the lobby of that church and you handing CDs, and that's was the moment you realize how technology had changed.
Yes, sir.
And those kind of things, and it's steady evolving. So we'll check back in with you at a later date to keep up with you. But just thank you for coming on, and guys, you heard it here. How to get the latest Josh Miles music. EP just dropped. We want you to go out and support that brother, and stay tuned for another podcast right here. And until then, you guys be blessed. Josh, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.